Continuing now on Newsmax Prime, a new security finding may have you thinking twice about using your cell phone. Miranda Khan explains.
And for good reason, JD. Your smartphone may be outsmarting you and sending your text messages to a place you don't want them to go. The next time you pick up one of these, be careful. Your message may be shared with someone in some place you least expect. Like China, a country Donald Trump made several references and warnings about throughout much of his campaign.
We can't continue to allow China to rape our country, and that's what they're doing.
It's the greatest robbery in the history of the world, what they've done.
So China, it's impossible for us to do business with them.
But China is doing a lot of business with us, and that includes making software for smartphones.
There are coming new features into the smartphone. You can control drones. You can watch VR movies on that.
And now, for about $50,
Android devices can look very good
and come with a feature you don't want. Thanks to a secret backdoor, some U.S. phones are sending your data to China every 72 hours. Security firm CryptoWire discovered the finding.
This is scary stuff, right? Well, we don't really know right now, which makes it even scarier.
Scary indeed. According to the New York Times, the Chinese company that created the software, Shanghai AddUp, says that its code runs on more than 700 million phones, cars, and other smart devices. It also reports that one American phone company says it had the software on 120,000 of its phones, but was able to eliminate that spy feature with one of its updates. The company who reportedly made that software says it was a mistake and that the software wasn't intended to go on phones that were sold in America and was supposed to be used more as a tool in China to identify junk text messages and calls. But right now, the company hasn't given a definitive answer as to how many customers in the U.S. have been affected. Back to you, JD.
Thanks very much, Miranda. To talk about this, we're pleased to be joined not by text, not by cell phone, but via Skype from San Antonio by our old friend Joe Pags, who you see via simulcast weeknights here on Newsmax TV at 6 p.m. Eastern. So, Joe, during my days in Congress, routinely the Chinese would try to hack into supercomputers at the Pentagon, but now we get this news that they're going after individual cell phones. And the story from Shanghai AddUp's about, oh, this was intended for the Chinese market. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Chinese are after stuff. Does this become a priority for the Trump administration?
100%. Look, he's been calling China out for a long time. He's been calling out bad actors who are trying to infiltrate and get one over on the American people. The idea that this was some sort of an anti-spyware piece of software only for Chinese phones, doesn't wash. You know what, JD, I would have believed him had they said this is spyware so we can spy on our people. We didn't mean to spy on your people. We might have believed it a little bit better. Bottom line is, if you've got one of these phones that could be affected, I guess it's a very cheap Android phone, get with whoever you got it from, try to get a software update, and I think this should be a major priority because as we're being infiltrated in this country recently in the digital age, it's happening through our phones, through our devices, through our computers. It's not necessarily happening the old-fashioned way.
Now look, the guys watching you and me who watch Newsmax TV and listen to your program, they're obviously the smart viewers out there. The scary thing is you got people who are not registered to vote, people who run out to protest in the streets. Do you think they're even giving this a second thought? This is a major security breach, and I just wonder if Americans will really step up individually and take proactive action to stop it.
No, they probably won't because, as you said, I mean, we found out in Portland, Oregon, more than half of the people there didn't either vote in Oregon or weren't even registered to vote. The alleged protesters that are so upset don't really know why they're upset and didn't vote to stop whatever it is that's making them upset. No, it's like the Occupy idiots that were in New York City for a while. They were all complaining about corporate America, JD. Remember as they were on their Apple cell phones and on their MacBooks? So, no, I don't think that they're aware of what's really happening around them. I think that they're being controlled and indoctrinated by somebody that they learned from at university or by somebody in the government. So they probably should take this seriously. Don't think they are.
Now, speaking of government, Homeland Security, or perhaps more accurately in the Obama administration, Homeland Insecurity, is offering the equivalent of a cop-out, saying, oh, gee, we're trying, we're really trying, but it's hard to keep up with securing this technology. Secretary J, rhymes with May, Johnson says this, quoting now, the growing dependency on network-connected technologies is outpacing the means to secure them. Securing the Internet of Things has become a matter of homeland security, an important step in equipping companies with useful information so they can make informed security decisions. Well, of course, this is a guy that won't even secure the border, so why should we believe him about the telephones?
He's also a guy who's in the administration that said that Hillary Clinton didn't do anything that would affect adversely our national security by having her own private server. Listen, they're not securing the Secretary of State's office or the Department of State. Do you really think Jed Johnson is interested in your cell phone or mine and whether our data is protected? I don't think so. I think we need to get to January 20th already, and maybe we can start seeing something positive done here.
And of course, something else that just transpired kind of got lost in the muck and the mire of the campaign. Remember just a short time ago, the Obama administration decided to cede control of the internet to an international body? Now, if they gave it up and the Chinese can do what they want to, I mean, will this truly be Mr. Obama's legacy, handing over the most effective tool we have for information for this new world to basically international folks who mean us ill?
Well, yeah, this is his legacy. His legacy he thought would be Obamacare, but that obviously is a horrible failure. His legacy is he actually did what he wanted to do, JD. He wanted to take us down a few notches. He doesn't believe that we're exceptional. He's anti-colonialist. He's a guy who doesn't like how we got here. So his legacy clearly is we have things that we shouldn't have. We have benefits that other countries don't have. Let's give them up. And as he gives them up, like the Middle East melted down, like Libya is out of control, like Saudi Arabia and Qatar are actually financing ISIS that he allowed to grow by pulling our troops out, he's getting what he wanted. He's now trying to even the playing field and take away what it is that we've worked so hard for. And yeah, the giving up the rights, the ICANN naming rights for internet domains, that was a really horrible move. That's why Ted Cruz and people like him worked so hard to stop it from happening.
A minute remains. Got to ask you about some other internet news. Twitter.
Yeah.
Going after the so-called alt-right, that social media company suspending the accounts of members associated, they say, with the alt-right movement. They say it's an effort to crack down on hate speech. What say you, Joe?
Yeah. I've been hated for a week and a day now since Donald Trump won. I've been hated for years on Twitter and on Facebook. People assuming and lobbing things into my vernacular that I've never said. And Twitter only, I believe, is taking one side here. They want to be a public company. They want to be a company that invites everybody, but then they want to be able to set the rules to say this hate speech is okay, which you and I have seen. This other hate speech, alleged hate speech, is not. I don't like it. I think either you have a forum that welcomes all sides or you don't have a forum at all.
Joe Pags, who has a forum simulcast here each weeknight on Newsmax TV at 6 p.m. Eastern. Joe, as always, we appreciate your insights and analysis, and we'll see you on the radio. Thanks very much.
You bet, brother.
All right. Good to have Joe Pags here. Now, tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Time on America Talks Live, our guests include Juan Pablo Andrade, Nancy Brinker, and David Keene. Then, tomorrow night here on Newsmax Prime at 8 o'clock Eastern, more of a radio roundtable from New York, Curtis Sliwa, from Boston, Howie Carr. We will get the view from a former European diplomat who says that European governments and people complaining about Donald Trump ought to cool it, the one and only Andres Simonier. And we'll also have a lively discussion featuring Brad Blakeman and Margaret Howell, again on the progress of the transition and the catcalls from the left that inevitably are attacking it. That all starts tomorrow at 1 on America Talks Live, back again here at 8 p.m. for Prime. Until then, J.D. Hayworth saying, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned, and thanks for watching.